What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost and GeeksGamers.com, and when you are a star athlete, criticism comes with the job. That's just how it is. You're going to get praised if you do something great, and you're going to get criticized if something goes wrong. Maybe you even performed well, but maybe the team didn't. These things happen. Everyone understands it. But Paul George is being very sensitive, and he's going out there complaining that he gets more criticism than anyone else. Well, one person is not having any of that, and that is Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley talking more common sense. Take a look at this headline. Charles Barkley on Paul George claiming he gets treated unfairly. Give me a freaking break. And Charles Barkley, of course, like every star athlete, is not immune to criticism. He's received plenty of it, whether it was for his play, whether it was for his attitude, or after his playing days on Inside the NBA. Now, where this is all stemming from is Paul George coming out after a big game, after a 41-point game. Instead of, whether he's going to be humble about it or something like that, or whether he's just going to use any of the criticism as motivation, he comes out and complains to the press. Paul George feels like he gets more criticism than others. They can judge me on what they want to. He's basically saying it's not fair. It's not fair that I'm subject to so much criticism. Paul George, Playoff P, as he referred to himself, brought a lot of this criticism upon himself because, let's just be real, he has been very inconsistent in big games and in the playoffs throughout his entire career. He has had some great games, some phenomenal performances, but he's also had some really, really bad ones, some stinkers, a lot of games less than 25% field goal percentage, a lot of games where he comes up very, very small. That's why this criticism exists, but a lot of people are giving him a ton of credit right now, especially after Kawhi Leonard went out. Look at these numbers. Paul George, obviously the Clippers have been eliminated by the Suns with Kawhi Leonard being out, but look at the numbers that he had the last 10 games. 27, 10, and 6, 31 points, 37, 16, and 5, 28, 34, 26, 27, 23, and then a 41-point game, right? So this dude has been on fire, and he's been getting a lot of credit. That doesn't magically make everything else disappear. And Charles Barkley is pointing that out, that he is not the only one to ever get criticism. He is not the only person that's ever had to deal with this, and he basically wants him to stop being a little bitch about it. Let's take a listen to Sir Charles as well as the rest of the Inside the NBA crew.
These dudes, man. These dudes, man.
What? What do you mean?
Every great player gets criticized.
Yes.
I don't hear that bull
crap.
Every great player. I have gotten criticized because I didn't win a championship.
Every great player is going to bring up a lot of examples here. We criticize people all the time. We criticize a lot of great athletes all the time here on this channel. It's something that happens when you're in the spotlight.
Michael Jordan, before he won the championship, he can't win. Shaq, Kobe, everybody's gotten criticized. This is false narrative. I'm hearing these jackasses on television talking about somebody gets scrutinized more than other people. Give me a freaking break. Every great player who's played until they win a championship get criticized. But I got drafted with Michael Jordan. My first, I think he...
Even after, look at LeBron James. LeBron James is a great example. LeBron James, one of the most heavily criticized players maybe in history. Now, not always by the mainstream media. Sometimes they really protect him. But as far as normal people and a lot of honest people, he has received so much criticism even after he won a title, of course, with the Heat.
He won the championship in his 8th year.
First 6 years in the league.
But I'm saying, I think he won the championship 6 or 8.
I think it was 7.
Okay.
Right.
Like, I remember when he was going up, when he put that 63 on the Celtics. Yeah, he's a great individual player, but he hasn't won the championship. They've always said that about me. Karl Malone, John Stockton, Patrick Ewing. I can go down the line and the line. But this notion that Paul George is a terrific player, but that goes with being a terrific player. And these other guys talk about he gets treated unfairly. Give me a freaking break.
And I totally agree with Charles Barkley. Does Paul George get a lot of criticism? Yes, there's a reason for that. This is a dude who, when he went to OKC, right? When he goes to OKC, he dubs himself Playoff P. He's like, oh, y'all never met Playoff P before? And people are like, who's that, Paul George? He's like, oh, he's just a dude. He just really gets in the zone. And that is how he did this to himself, because he'd have a great game, but then playoff P would emerge, and he'd shoot 2 for 19, look absolutely miserable out there. He's always been very inconsistent. That's just kind of who he has been in the playoffs throughout his career. If you want to get over that criticism, you got to continue doing what you're doing and win. This was a big opportunity for Paul George. If he could have led this Clippers team to the NBA Finals with an injured Kawhi Leonard, that would have gotten rid of a lot of this criticism, maybe for all time, to be honest. But until that happens, people are going to remember it and people are going to bring it up. That is the nature of sports. Criticizing people, celebrating people. That's what it's all about. And Paul George, I think, is really being a little bit too sensitive about this. I get that he doesn't like to be criticized. Maybe he thinks he gets more of it than a lot of other people. That's how this game works. Charles Barkley is absolutely spot on. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.